So last week we tried something we've never done before by transferring rumen from one goat to another. And this week we're going to check up on our baby goat and see how she's doing and kind of give you an update of what's been going on over the last week. All right, so there she is. She's back. She's doing all right. So last week I told you how she was super skinny and I wasn't seeing any signs of barber pole worm, which you can check their FAMACHA scores, and she didn't have any scours or anything like that. And some of my viewers commented very wisely that she could still have worms, like stomach worms and things don't show up on that anemia test on their eyes. So I did run a fecal sample and she was loaded with worms. So I super appreciate you guys for commenting and reminding me of things that I know but just forget about in the moment. So I gave her a fecal exam. I ran that. I have been giving her an herbal wormer. We use Land of Havilah herbal wormer and some apple cider vinegar and garlic oil multiple times a day. It's been just about a week since we checked on her, and so I'm going to run her fecals again today and see if we're seeing some improvement. She seems a little perkier and livelier. Obviously she can't gain weight instantly, but we're just going to kind of bring you along. I'm going to give her some more of the wormer today, and then we'll show you a little bit of how we run a fecal test. It's actually pretty easy to do at home and pretty fascinating. Maybe a little gross, but pretty cool. And so I'll show you that process, and hopefully she will be doing a lot better today. All right, Pointy. Hi, Peter. Hello, Mama. How are you doing? You feel good? Is she gonna run away from me? Hi, little girl. Well, she's definitely feeling better because she wasn't that. Come here, girl. She was not that spunky at all. So, good girl. Oh, I'm glad she's doing better. She feels better. I mean, obviously she can't put on that much weight that quickly, but she feels much better. So all right, let me give her this dose here. I know you guys are so nosy.
Ow, it's dancing.
Just like her, she's fine. She's peeing. I need to actually collect a fecal sample from her. So maybe, if I can. Catch her. So. Farm life. The goat runs away from you. It is definitely good luck to catch it coming out, so I just have my hand in a Ziploc baggie, and then you catch it and you turn the Ziploc baggie inside out, and it all works. Alrighty, so I have my sample. I'm gonna head in the house and do a fecal test using a McMaster slide to see how her parasite load is doing. And we'll kind of show you the results. Hopefully she is doing better. I know the herbal wormers work a little slower than the other ones, but I'm not really interested in chemical wormers in my dairy goats. And so we are trying to somewhat, as we can, breed for parasite resistance. And if they're going to be super susceptible to worms and they're not going to be hardy enough to manage the worm load when they have it, then I'm not super interested in having them. So we do our best, but I do draw the line at chemical wormers for my ladies. And that's just kind of how it is. Each farmer has to make the choices that they make because we have to deal with the financial repercussions of our decisions and the health choices that we're making. So hopefully she is doing well. She is acting much perkier and much more with it. And I am so excited about that. She is a super sweet goat. She's super cute. So let's go in and I'll show you what I can. I think I have a way to show you what's in my microscope, but I'm not sure. But there are some cool Google images, and I'll try to find some stuff and show you what the worms look like, and we'll see how she's doing. All right, so to do a fecal test at home, all you need is a microscope. This is just a cheap kids one, My First Lab, It works great. I don't remember how much it was on Amazon, but it was not a ton. And then this is a McMaster slide and little vial here that we need. It says it's from vetslides.com. And so this is all you need to run your test. So you put some Fecal Med flotation solution in here, and they have a line for sheep and goats. They even have one for horses as well. I ran out of my little jar. I normally just keep a jar with some in it so I don't have to get into this big bottle all the time. So we just fill this to it's 28 milliliters to the sheep and goat line. And then you carefully, strategically, take some of your pellets and put them in. And what we're doing is trying to get that float line to come up to the 30 mil line. Super simple. It's normally 4 or 5 pellets. There we go. So that's all I need. Okay. So then I use this popsicle stick to smash it all up and mix it up. It breaks up pretty easily. I know this is probably the grossest part, but honestly, it's just hay and grass. It's really not that bad.
Your hand is blocking.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so I'm trying to get this all broken up. So it's good to go. Okay, so now we take this and my goat only strainer. I don't, even though it gets washed, I don't use it for anything else. And we're gonna filter out the solids. Ooh, so that's all we need that for. Make sure that it strains down in my little cup. All right, I can put the popsicle stick in here.
But I just got it on the table.
Yeah, I wipe the whole thing down when we're done here.
Mom, my dad needs gloves.
I have to wash my hands anyway. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so then we take a 1 ml syringe. We get some of our fluid. We put it in our slide. There we go. Okay. All right, so I'm done with it. So here are the slides. And so there's these green grids. So what you do is you use the microscope to focus on the green grids. You first start with the smallest one. Is that
It's
5?
right
Yeah. Use the smallest one first. You focus on the green line. Then you go to the 10x. And you get that green line focused in, and then the parasite eggs will be level and in focus when that green line is in focus. And you just go up and down each green section and count the eggs that you see. I'll show a little chart of what most of the common parasites look like. And then you just count them. And so Ellie is going to help me count. I normally just kind of count them out loud, and she puts tally marks in a book. And we'll go from there.
I have the smallest one.
Okay, so I have to find the first one.
You're in 10x.
Yes, I know. Thank you. Oh, this way. Getting direction right. Okay, so I found the bottom corner. I make sure it's nice and focused. And I see my first egg. All right, so then I'm just going to move. Let's see. All right, 1, 2. So how many total is that, Ellie?
62.
62. Okay, so a few days ago when we did it, she had 87. And I know that there's like some math formula to figure out how many eggs that really is, but honestly it doesn't matter. And those numbers, the numbers kind of don't mean anything, because what one goat can handle is totally different than what another goat can handle. So the only thing that is really useful as a farmer is a comparison from one day to the next. So I do know that 87 is pretty high. We've had one other goat that was super sick. He had like 99 or something when I counted the 2 slides. But all that matters is that it is going down and changing. So 87 to 62 in... It's less than 7 days, because I did not run the fecal on that first day. Friday, Saturday. I think I ran the fecal on Saturday. And today is Thursday. So anyway, that's pretty good improvement. Obviously, she's still got a long way to go. And so I will keep dosing her with that herbal warmer and with the garlic oil. But that is really encouraging. That matches up with what she's doing. I'm excited that she is doing so well, even with still a high load. So she's not out of the woods, but she's going down, so I'm not concerned about it. If the worst were to happen and she were to pass away, that would be devastating. But at the same time, I don't have any reason to think that that's going to happen based on our numbers. So again, there's all sorts of numbers out on the internet. I know when I started doing fecal tests, it was like, oh, okay, well, what do I do with that number? How scary is that number? And sometimes they'll scare you online if the numbers are even in the 20s. And so I think experience on your own farm and your own animals, and then your own threshold for what you're willing to accept. So again, we don't want to use a chemical wormer on our farm. And so this is what I have to be okay with. And then I just have to keep on top of it. I have to give that herbal warmer more often. I think I gave it 3 times on Saturday after I ran the fecal. Actually, no, probably only twice. And then maybe twice Sunday. And really, it's probably only been once a day since then. Since she still has such a high load, I'll probably try to make sure I get 2 in her today and for the next couple days. And I'll come back and I'll run this fecal again. But I mean, this is all there is to it. I don't have to stress or freak out about it. These numbers just are what they are. She was clearly sick when I started, and she is headed in the right direction. So yeah, we'll make sure the other goats get some warmer too, but they're all doing well. And this is just kind of what that parasite management looks like. There isn't really any way to get it down super low, and it kind of doesn't matter as long as the goats are hardy enough to resilient is the word. So they're not resistant. She has worms, but she is resilient. She is doing okay even with that load, and that's kind of what we're looking for. So thanks for watching. We hope that this was helpful, and we will see you next week.